to EA Shoppers Talk YouTube channel, and welcome back to yet another video. And it is not a match preview, it's not a match review, it is another different sort of video. And yes, you've read the title correctly, it is our Bristol City series promotion contenders this season. And you asked this question to me, any City fan at the start of the season, and you go, yeah, funny guy you are. But with the current situation we're in, the current form we're in, and in terms of how we're placed in the league, it certainly wouldn't be out of the question to raise a question like this up already, even though we're already 8 games in. Before we get into the nitty-gritty part of this video, please hit the like if you haven't already. Subscribe to EA Shoppers Talk YouTube channel for more Bristol City content. That is the team I support. Hopefully I will be at the game next week against Preston North End. And I'll probably do a patch vlog for that as well. So I've written down a bunch of notes here on half a piece of paper, and it's all kind of relating to how I think City do look a bit like promotion contenders. But it is incredibly hard for a team like City to compete against the Middlesbroughs of this world, who have spent money, and the 4 parachute teams, of course, i.e. Watford, Burnley, Norwich, and who's the other team? West Brom. We've broken the cartel in terms of that, but it is looking as if they are going to be strong. They're going to be strong favourites for this season. They look like they are very strong favourites, and they're looking very deadly, and some of the individual quality in those teams we just can't compare at all to any player in this league, really, apart from the top 5 actually, now I'm thinking about it. But some of the points I'm going to put across this video hopefully somewhat convinces you that Bristol City may be promotion contenders for this season. First up, we're 4th in the league at the moment. We are looking strong. We've got good defence at the moment, but attack is ridiculous. We've scored the most amount of goals in the league. I believe we've scored 16 goals, which is ridiculous. The only Manchester City have actually scored more goals than the 92, and it's not fair comparing to them. They've got Erling Haaland. That's a cheat code for anything, like literally anything. Want to pick something from the top of the shelf in a supermarket, he's a cheat code. He is literally a cheat code for anything. On the football pitch, off the football pitch, it's ridiculous. And yeah, we score a lot of goals. Every time we go forward, we look a threat. But when you have to try and balance that, we somewhat struggle. And that's something that's potentially not quite there yet. But if you keep scoring goals, you're obviously going to start winning games. You're not going to lose as much. And in terms of not losing, we're 8 unbeaten in all competitions, and 6 wins in those 8 competitions, in those 8 games, sorry. We're in the league, we're 6 unbeaten, and we've won 4 of the last 6 in the league, and I am not complaining for that, am I? So that is brilliant. And this is probably a result of the process that's been nailed down by Nigel Pearson at the day he came in, and that was energy, youth, bringing academy through, but also maintaining that experience and making sure it's a good mix of them both. And finally, I think we're seeing that there is a good mix of both youth and experience in the City squad, and I think that's not been the case for quite a lot of time. I'm not just saying just chuck a random bunch of 19-year-olds from the academy are probably not good enough. We've now got players who are very much good enough for the Championship and are proving it week in, week out, and are proving it, weekend, midweek, they keep on going. Alex Scott, Tommy Conway, Hanno Masengo, Antoine Semenyo, and we've got the likes of Sam Bell, who made kind of an impression last year. Duncan Idehen, who's obviously on loan at Carlisle this season. Riley Towler's on loan at Wimbledon, and there are players in and around the City mix who are proving themselves, not just that impressing the coaches and the youth setup, impressing Nigel Pearson, and making sure they're in the reckoning for the first team squad. Obviously, experience is there, and obviously there's tons of quality and experience as well in terms of Cal Naismith, Dan Bentley, who's the captain, Andreas Weimann, Naki Wells. These are top quality championship players who are very experienced and bring again a lot of quality to the setup and help nurture these young players. For example, Andy Weimann, Alex Scott, they're literally best mates. See on social media, they're best mates. It's very good to see from a fan's point of view how all of them are just getting on, and it seems a bit ridiculous me saying that, giving the example of Weimann and Scott, but in terms of team cohesion, it's actually really important, and that's something potentially City have been lacking over the past few years. The good mix between youth and experience. In terms of how we need to keep the run we're going and how we need to make sure we're real promotion contenders, the run we're on at the moment, the unbeaten run, I've gone on about this time and time again in recent videos, but we need to keep the run going, because we saw Huddersfield last year, and mentioned Huddersfield again, I don't care. We saw Huddersfield last year, they went 17, 18 unbeaten. It was ridiculous, it was really ridiculous, but you know what, that kind of got them over the line, because at points last season they didn't look great, they just didn't lose, and they kept going and going and going, and most games they won because they were a good side, and I believe we could match that quality. I feel like we can. Can we just keep going and going and going and going and just carry this unbeaten run as long as possible? Because the sides who potentially may be underachieving right now, who are potentially considered one of the strongest squads in the league, I'm just going to give them a few examples here. Middlesbrough, Stoke, Swansea, Luton, West Brom are all in the bottom half of the league. They're all below 15th. They are going to, at some point, click. At least a couple of them, or three of them, will click. And they will start pushing up the league and pushing into the playoff position. We need to make sure there's enough of a gap between them clicking and us, kind of stagnating, to make sure there's somewhat of a room for error. And we need to keep this run going as long as possible, because confidence is in the group. It's clear to see. There's confidence in the group. And Nigel Pearson is aware of that, and we need to just keep going with the run as long as possible, because otherwise we'll start slipping up, and then it'll just go, and the season will disintegrate into nothing. But yeah, that's kind of the only concern, because teams like Middlesbrough, right, they've spent lots of money, they've got a lot of quality in that team. West Brom, parachute team, Swansea, yeah. Stoke, got a lot of quality players. They've spent a lot of money in the past. Luton, last season playoff finalist. Semi-finalist. Huddersfield, last season playoff finalist. And even though they might not be not expected to be as good this year, but they're still a team. They're in the bottom three. We're ahead of them. Can we just make it count? Could just keep this run going as long as possible and make sure teams don't catch us up as soon as just because we trip up in the next couple of games, to make sure the run keeps going. Just keep going. In terms of what I expect from this season, I don't expect us to finish in the playoffs. To be honest with you, I kind of expect us to just stagnate a bit and then drop back out of the playoffs, and kind of the championship will take its natural course. But it's really positive what we're seeing at the moment at City. It's really exciting football. And in terms of fan hope and excitement, it's an all-time high under Nigel Pearson. And only at the start of the season, like 2-3 games in, people calling for his head. And you know what? I could see where they were coming from. But now they seem a bit stupid, and so do I. I think so do I. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like on the video on the button. Hit like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the HM Bristol channel for more Bristol City content. That is a team I support. There'll be match previews, match reviews, and hopefully a match day vlog quite soon. Thank you guys very much for watching the video. Keep safe, and I will catch you later. Cheers.